Right. We are live on a Monday, and I hope you all are having an amazing Monday. Again, uh, still run into a little bit of delay here as people join on. I'm just going to dive right into it. The quote that I added into the video section today is comes from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn. There are a number of um, instances and stories out there where people will talk about the importance of not only hearing things, but then also moving to the point where you actually apply those things. It's one thing to read, it's one thing to listen, it's one thing to write out. It's another thing to go in there and actually apply. And I think one of the mistakes sales leaders make when leading teams is they forget to ask the question before going into a meeting. And if you're call planning, the likelihood of this happening probably decreases because you understand who's going to be in the room, what their objectives are. You know what um, our objectives are. We know what our objectives are. We anticipate the objectives of others, and we know what our desired next steps are. So it's really clear what everybody's role is. If you're not doing that kind of planning, what ends up happening a lot of times is you bring a leader into the discussion. They feel like they have to justify their reason for being. And a lot of people think that the justification of reason for being is talking. Actually, one of the better ways to a demonstrate your capability, your understanding is in the questions you ask. So, as a leader, if you're in there and you want to help your team get better at asking questions, then demonstrate the impact of asking those questions in those meetings. But don't jump ahead and try to overtake the call. uh, Identify where the space is so that you can ask those questions. I'm moving along here, but again, going back to the Benjamin Franklin quote, tell me and I forget. So if you're telling your team, hey, you need to do a better job at asking questions, here's a list of questions you can ask. How are they translating that, or how's that knowledge or that skill or that capability moving into the conversations that they have with their customers? If you're teaching them, and there's a couple of different ways to teach. You can teach in the context of, again, sharing the information, and then you've got to validate that they've actually understand it, that they can then now start to put some of that work into practice. You can do that in the context of role play environments, but again, role plays are manufactured, and they might feel a little bit more safe than actual customer interaction. Involve me, get them involved in conversations. So when you have opportunities where, let's say, you're managing your own individual sales cycles, bring other members of the team in so that they can observe, they can be a part of the discussion, give them an opportunity to ask some questions, take some time and debrief at the end. But uh, all of this comes from a post that I made over the weekend, or what, kind of ties to a post I made over the weekend about the importance of enabling others. And there are some people who are really good at enabling others. They don't need the spotlight. That's not what they're doing it for. They're doing it to help people be a better version of themselves, to um, deliver on the things that they're trying to deliver. So when you are working with members of your team and you're looking to shift perspective and you're looking to advance capabilities inside your organization, go back to the Ben Franklin quote and remind yourself, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn, and identify ways where you can get your team more involved. Hope this resonates with you today. Going live on both Mondays and Fridays. Uh, Happy to answer questions throughout these live sessions and get engaged on the comments. Let me know what you think in the follow up comments. I can see those when you add comments after the event, and then I can engage directly with you in context. It's kind of interesting to engage with people asynchronously in a relatively um, synchronous environment, and that the comments pop up at the same time in the video. Anyhow, hope you're having an awesome Monday, and I will see you on Friday. Thanks.